All right, Vernon, so this is our final day of week 1, and you actually have really like 6 or 7 days to finish 2 of these. So it's really up to you. As long as you want to come in on Sunday to downtown, you could even finish your second sort of additional task on Sunday if you really needed to. But today is just about stretching. So the hope is that, like, hey, if we can't do it today, maybe we can do this at home. I'm going to try to give you guys a bunch of options for like bands, without bands, with some stuff, maybe without some stuff, just so you kind of at least could attempt to do it at home, right? And the idea here is really just to get a T-spine stretch, a tricep stretch. Those are our 2 upper body stretches we're going to do, and then we have 2 lower body stretches. So you're going to do a pancake stretch and then a couch stretch, and all of them have little elements to them that I think make them either great, like they're fine, or they're pretty effective, and we're going to go for pretty effective. Okay, so your T-spine stretch, we do this one all the time, whether it's the PVC or it's the wall. I showed one earlier in the week. I think that one's great. That's one that I do the most. But this one's great also, so I'll kind of give you this option. So what we're going to try to do is make sure the hands are right outside the shoulders where you would normally do deadlift and front squat. You're going to make sure as best you can the low back is slightly arched, so just neutral like normal. And then we're going to try to get the arms to be right behind the ears, as if you were about to press. Okay, so if I'm here, same position, all right? So again, hands right outside shoulders, the knees are going to be slightly bent. We're going to push the chest down towards the wall. We're going to make sure the shoulders don't rotate in, and I think that is extremely challenging sort of on your own to figure out, hey, did I just do this or not? Your goal is to keep the armpit down, okay? So you can also think about trying to get your elbow pits to face the ceiling here, okay? And that's going to be our T-spine stretch. You don't need a PVC pipe. You could just use like a kitchen cabinet, or excuse me, a kitchen counter, sorry. You can even use a bed, a couch, anything that's a little bit higher. And you can always change your level, get on the knees if we need to, okay? The tricep stretch, there's a lot of options here, okay? So if you have like no things, we can take the hand, put the hand on the back, you then can pull this and just pull this down. Make sure the ribs aren't flaring up, but the ribs are coming down and everything is tight, okay? If we have something like this, like a post or like a wall, anything really, what we can do is just take that elbow. You'll notice this is a pretty rough stretch for me. There's a big like gap here. Ideally what happens is this is on, right here is on the rig. To do that, I would have to like arch my back. Your goal is to keep the ribs down and try to do that stretch as well. So, and if you have a band at home or if you're in the gym, the other way to do this is to step on the band, oops, and then we're gonna go over and then just increase the tension of the band as you need to. You kind of see how my elbow's facing forward. We're gonna try to make sure the elbow is back here, all right? And we're getting the most stretch out of it. That's the 2 upper body stretches, okay? The 2 lower body ones, the pancake stretch, I think is very, you can do it anywhere. One of the troubles is if your hips are behind you, and I'll show you what I mean by that, but if your hips are, excuse me, not behind you, if your hips are in front of you this way, it may not feel good on your back, and it also may not be giving you as much stretch as you want. So you want your hips behind you, and the way to sort of fix that is either a pillow, some plates, anything you can put yourself up on, so you're elevating your height a little bit off the ground if we aren't super flexible. You can use a pillow, you can use almost anything. I happen to be in the gym, so I'm gonna use a plate. So in the event that I'm not very flexible and my hips are gonna be in front of me as I go into my pancake stretch, that would look kind of like this, where my hips are in front of me, and I'm trying to hold on to the post, and you can see how far back my back is. What I would need to do is elevate myself even more. What we want is to get both of our butt cheeks behind us. So here, now I can have a neutral spine, I can bring my chest up, I can move my legs out. What I'm gonna try to do is reach up or reach forward and let my chest fall forward as much as I possibly can. This is a little too close to the bar for me, and I don't necessarily need this, but again, this is for like, if we needed to elevate, this would be great, okay? And getting as much stretch as we can. The next lower body stretch is gonna be the couch stretch. And with this one, what we're looking for is knee, hip, and shoulder in one line. I cannot do that. I normally have to use this. This is the most inflexible part of me. So what I can try to do is get this guy in line with this guy, and then I'm trying to squeeze this butt cheek to get this shoulder on top of the hip. Now I can't quite do it. Some of you guys are gonna be better at this than I am, and you can always use a wall. The wall actually kind of hurts my ankle, so that's why I usually use something like this. And all of these, it's a 15-minute AMRAP, so all of these, what you're gonna try to do is pick a number, get a phone out, or if you wanna turn a clock on in the gym, that's fine, and time it so it's maybe a minute per stretch per side, 2 minutes, whatever you wanna do, and we're just rolling for 15 minutes, okay? I would say it's probably really effective if you can do it like minimally for 10, but I think 15 is like perfect.